Hello, gorgeous. And on today's episode of our Love Goddess podcast, I want to focus on after dinner ideas for both of you. And how important it is to treat each stage of your Valentine's Day separately. It is your own adventure, it is your own plot, it is your own imagination that you are literally creating this day with your planning, with your anticipation, with building the mood and the plot for this beautiful, beautiful day together that you are going to experience together, right? And so, Valentine's dinner should not be the end of your Valentine's Day. So, I would almost plan it out where you get dressed up, you actually have entire day together with your lover, then go do some kind of experience based something experience where you do things together or experience something for the first time together. You then have dinner, and then after dinner you would come, and actually I prefer you don't come home. Like, why don't you book yourself a hotel room, right? But if you don't have that opportunity, or if you need to stay home for one reason or another, then make sure to create that atmosphere at home. So, no matter what you choose, I prefer for you to have a portion where if you are staying at a hotel, you would plan out something after dinner, right? So have your alcoholic beverages ready, make sure you have everything to mix your favorite cocktails together, put a playlist together, and you can start doing something. Don't go right into sex, because that's just boring, and I want for you to actually have some kind of not so much a foreplay. So what I mean by foreplay is not necessarily those 5 minutes that you have before sex. Foreplay is more of an extensive period of time that you are playing a game together, for example, or having a nice conversation together, or you're dancing together in a candlelight, or here's an idea. And very soon, by the way, we will facilitate those kind of trainings and experiences for women. But you could also learn how to do a private dance for him, right? And you can turn on the music, give him a glass of wine, have your own glass of wine, and sit him in a chair. And you say, all right, your surprise is coming, right? And then dance for him. And that is very essential, seductive experience that both of you are going to, just heads up, if you do this, make sure you tie him up to that chair, because you're not going to be able to dance the whole dance, all right? Make sure he is restrained before you do that. Heads up. Anyway, but what I mean to say is, before you go in, before you actually have sex, because it seems like once you have sex, it's just everything else is kind of I wouldn't say falls apart, but it's the end, right? And we want to really soak that evening up to the fullest potential, right? And so before you have sex, I want for you to have some kind of playtime together that could be of a sexual nature, or it could be of some form of non-sexual nature, and even something simple as sitting next to each other and having a deep conversation that is non-triggering conversation. Do not touch any pressing subjects. By the way, something to mention: do not, no, never on your dates, never discuss something that you would discuss on your Monday morning meetings, for example, about bills and how you need to you are prohibited to talk about stuff like that, stuff that is pressing, stuff that is triggering, stuff that is revolving around kids. Like, you are only talking things that are revolving around you, that are pleasurable in nature, that are fantasy in nature, that is dreamy in nature. You can share your ideas, aspirations. You can just share your life experiences and how you going through life. So like, even what has happened, wonderful things that has happened through the past week that you might be tempted to share with him, right? And the same way, and the same goes from him as well. So stay away from any subjects of money, bills, right? Like, this is just something that is off limits to discuss on a date, no matter how long you guys been together, right? Like, what you discuss on a date is something that, like, a book that you read, or a movie that you watched, or a dream that you have, or something that you have, like, even like what's going on with your friends. You want to have that intimacy, that special connection that is between you and him, right? You surely don't discuss kids, bills, and all things of that nature, right? And surely you don't discuss it after dinner when you came either home or to your hotel room. Now, if you are doing things at home, right, make sure kids are being babysat. I know it's somewhat hard this could be hard to arrange. Like, I remember the times I didn't have babysitter. I also know that Valentine's Day is one of those days where, a lot of couples want to go out, and and babysitting options might be limited. However, on the other side, there are these individual daycare providers that actually advertise special, like, date night rates, and you can possibly find someone to watch your kids while you guys are having that wonderful time together, right? And let's say kids are not in a picture, and your house, your atmosphere in the home, make sure your bedroom. The reason why I want for you to go to a hotel is simply because I know the aesthetics will be there, and there's no mess, there's no that chair that like we throw our clothes on, everything is just perfect. And the key element, it has that element of novelty where you are not at home. You can almost embody a different role or not feel like you're a couple. The problem with home is when you come back home, you feel like, oh, I'm back into the wife mode, or into a mom mode, and into a mom brain, and that just kills everything that you've just built up to that moment, right? And for me, like, every time I come home, I want to sleep. So, like, I would rather not come home after my dinner with my husband, right? If I'm planning to have an erotic romantic evening, right? I would make sure that I would make arrangements to have this experience somewhere outside of home, right? Where if you are limited on your options, first you need to make sure that your bedroom is set up for erotic play, right? What I mean by that is all the clothes, all the dirt, all the, like, piles of laundry, all of that needs to go. It needs to be cleaned up. Make sure you spray it with a nice spray so it smells good. Make sure you lay the candles around so you can, when you come home, you can light up the candles and, like, almost transform it into a completely different atmosphere, right? Turn your Alexa on with some beautiful music, right? Make sure, like, the key to do this at home is to transform your normal bedroom into something that it is like never is, or something special that is very romantic. So that's the key of doing it at home. You are running into a risk of slipping into that wife mode when you're home, but in order for you to not to slip into that mode is to really transform your aesthetics, your atmosphere of the bedroom, and create a completely new mood and set the mood and set the environment altogether for that, right? So that would be my suggestion to really transform your bedroom into like almost like if you can put different curtains on, or like the easiest way to change up the mood is lighting. Turn off the lights. There is so many different options nowadays of doing these almost neon looking lights where you can change color and they set the mood. And so I own multiple of those lights, and it's the easiest way for you to really transform the bedroom. The darkness will hide all the imperfections, and it will make you feel like you are in a completely different place, right? And the music, then add the music, add the smells, add the candles, things of that nature. Make it your sanctuary, right? Make it your sanctuary for the two of you. So that and don't go right into sex, because then you'll be disappointed. Oh, it finished before we even got started, right? When you enjoy your sanctuary, that will eventually lead to sex, and then you'll feel that you have had really layered experience for your Valentine's Day. You had done something, and in my previous podcast episodes I was going through what to do before dinner, how to do dinner, what to do after dinner on this podcast episode, right? So you have that layered experience of having the novelty portion where you do something new together, having the dinner portion where you experience the sensations of the senses, right, and the taste buds, and then you have also the after dinner experience before you go into sex, right? And with that, my love, go clean up your room and buy some candles. That requires some preparations, and go look into those colored lights that I'm talking about.